Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa, and today I'm going to be doing a 100% all drugstore look. Now, I don't feature a ton of drugstore products on my channel because I tend to really find my sweet spot is kind of like that mid-range prices, not luxury, not drugstore, somewhere in between. But I do have a bunch of drugstore things that I really enjoy using, and I thought I would feature them in a look here today. So I'm going to start off with my face, and I'm going to use the Laniege BB Cushion foundation. I really think this is really quite a nice foundation. It's a little glowy for me, but it's one of the best drugstore foundations that I own, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. My shade is light, and one of the things that I really like about this is it has a very high SPF. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it with the little sponge that it comes with, as you can see. Yeah, I've used this a little bit. And basically, if you've never used a cushion foundation, you just tap it in here, pick up some of the foundation on the sponge, and just draw it on. Now, I do have a couple of breakouts that I want to get a little bit more coverage on, so I'm going to just take a little concealer brush and stick it in the foundation and see if I can't get do a little spot concealing. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of this NYX eyeshadow base. This is just in a neutral skin tone, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this on with my finger. And for my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Smudge Pot in Cruisin Chic. This is so pretty. And I like to apply these little kind of pot eyeshadows with a small synthetic brush. And this is just one from Sonia Kashuk. It's really a concealer brush, but I find it is perfect for my eyes. And it picks up just the right amount of eyeshadow to apply. I think this shade is so pretty. A really quick and easy eye, one and done. The shade looks a little shimmery without being glittery, and I just love the way it applies, and it blends out nicely. I just blend it out a little bit with my fingers after I've applied it with the brush, and I think you get a really pretty look. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a little concealer under my eyes. I love the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I think I have it in the shade Fair, which is probably a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so it gives a little bit of brightening effect. What I like to do is just put 3 dots under my eyes. And then I take a little bit of eye cream. This is the OLAY the OLAY Totally Effects 7-in-1. It's just a little eye cream, which is it's a nice eye cream from the drugstore. And then I just tap a little bit of the eye cream in between where I applied the concealer. And that accomplishes a few things. It gives a little added moisturization to this kind of dry area under my eyes and thins it out just a tiny little bit and makes it a little bit easier to spread. So the first thing I do is I just go ahead and kind of tap it around and mix the two together right here under my eyes. And then I take my damp beauty blender and I go ahead and finish blending it in. And the beauty blender will lift up any excess that you have so you don't get too much and it's not cakey, and it really dries down lovely. So the next thing I'm going to use is a little bit of blush. This is just the Revlon Cream Blush in the shade Smitten 305. I was going to use the Master Glaze, these little stick ones, which I adore. They don't sell them anymore. So this I've been playing around with for about a week, and it's nice. Not as great as that, but it's nice. And I use the e.l.f. Small stippling brush, and I just get some on there and blend it in. And I do find that this lasts all day. I've worn this to work several times. I actually snapped it one day last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was really pleased that it didn't just disappear off my face. So the next thing I'm going to use is an absolute favorite of mine. It's the e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. It's this one with the 4 different brightening shades in there, and I'm going to use this in 2 different ways. I'm going to take a little bit of this kind of yellowish color and just brush that under my brow bone so I have a little bit of a highlight. And it just helps to blend the edges of the cream eyeshadow a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a fluffy brush and just kind of go all over my face. And for this, I just swirl it around between all the powders. I find that this helps my makeup last longer. It adds a little bit of a brightening effect to it. I love this as a finishing powder. So the next item I'm going to use, I brought is a new brow product, and I've not used this before, but I've been interested in trying it, and I'm going to try it out with you today. It's the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and this shade is in Blonde. So it has a really nice skinny tip on one end and a little spoolie on the other end. So I have dyed my brows recently, so they don't need a lot of filling in, but I do have a couple of thinner areas that I'm just going to go ahead and fill in a little bit. And just kind of brush them out. I like to save my brows for the end after I've applied all my face products and powders and eyeshadows, because I find it sometimes shadow or powder gets in my brows and changes the color, and so this is a way to darken it back up, and I think this is pretty cool. I think it went on beautifully. I love the shade for me, and it does come in other shades, but I thought this would be the best match for me. I like to keep my brows a little bit more natural looking. I don't do a lot of heavy filling in or putting gel on it to set them. I find that they kind of settle in just fine on their own. So next up, I have 2 different eyeliners that I really think are fabulous from the drugstore. I have a little gel pot from L'Oreal, the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer Liner in the blackest black. I think this rivals any of the more expensive liners, and it's cheap. When it dries out, you're not like, ah, just buy a new one. And it comes with a brush, which is really great for applying the liner. I'm going to use this to tightline. If you have trouble tightlining with a pencil because it tickles a little bit or makes your eyes water, you might want to try something like this because it's a little bit softer and it does not, it doesn't tickle. And I find my eyes don't water as much when I use this. So I really, this is great, really great. Now I am going to take this little pointy cotton swab and just clean the lower rim of my eyes because there has been a little bit of transfer down. Sometimes I just leave it. It's just enough definition, but for today I'm going to go ahead and clean that off so you can have the full effect. So the other liner that I really like is the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Boosting Eyeliner and Serum. It is a little pen formula, so you do need to shake it up, and it has a really nice tip to it so you can get very precise. I would put this on par with like the Stila Stay All Day liner pen, which I really thought was my holy grail, and then I saw someone talking about this and I tried it and I'm like, whoa, it's a fraction of the price and it is fabulous. So I don't do a lot of lining all across my eye, I don't do a lot of wing, but I do like to sometimes line the outer edge of my eye, like from like the iris to the outer corner. So I'm going to do that today. And I kind of consider this a little bit like a faux wing because it does put a little more emphasis on the outer edge, which is better for me with my heavily hooded eyes, so that's what I like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and use my favorite drugstore mascara, which I've talked about a ridiculous amount on this channel, but it is the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Waterproof Mascara. And to finish up today's look, I'm going to use the RIMMEL Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner in the shade, what shade is this? Enchantment 070. I think these are some of the greatest lip liners on the market. They have this little slanted tip so you can get very precise, and they're very creamy. I actually have started using these almost in lieu of lipstick in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. I'll just apply some lip liner and then, you know, by mid-morning I'm ready to put some lipstick over that, but it helps alleviate some of that transfer from onto my coffee cup, and it lasts. It helps my lipstick last. So there is the finished look. I really enjoyed going through some of my drugstore favorites to put this video together for you today. I would love to know what drugstore products are your favorites. Is there something there that I should check out? Leave me a comment so that I can investigate a little bit. So thank you so much for stopping by today. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and join me for future videos. And to my long-term subscribers, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye!